Congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens, who crowned themselves the dumbest team in the NFL today after Lamar Jackson, their MVP star quarterback, requested a trade on Twitter. I'm going to talk about it. We'll talk about Lamar's request and the tweets that went along with it in just a second. Before I do, though, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. All right, so big news of the day, breaking news of the day, Lamar Jackson wants out of Baltimore. And it is, and I know that's going to be the way people frame it, that he's unhappy, that he's demanding a trade, that blah, blah, blah. Great. That is what's happening in part. But the real story here is the Baltimore Ravens drove Lamar out of town. Let's get to the tweets real quick because I do want to talk about these. First tweet up in this Twitter thread that he posted today. He says, "A letter to my fans. I want to first thank you all for all of the love and support you've consistently showed towards me. All of you are amazing and I appreciate y'all so much. I want you all to know not to believe everything you read about me. Let me personally answer your questions." And now the second tweet in this thread, and the most important one, in regards to my future plans as of March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, for which the Ravens have not been interested in meeting my value. Any and everyone that's met me or been around me know that I love the game. I love the game of football, and my dream is to help a team win a Super Bowl. He would go on to say a lot more, or a little bit more. But that's the big news. That's the big tweet that everyone's talking about. Lamar Jackson wants out of Baltimore. He's requesting a trade. He wants out. He apparently requested this trade way back at the beginning of the month. And that's kind of when we heard all these rumblings of Lamar not being content with Baltimore. And now we know that those rumblings were in fact true. And it is very hard for me, even as a Ravens fan, as someone who has devoted so much time, so much money, so many resources in my life to supporting the Baltimore Ravens organization, franchise, and community. It is very hard for me to sympathize with them at this point. Because you have a once-in-a-generational athlete, a once-in-a-generational football player, not just a once-in-a-generational quarterback, a once-in-a-generational football player, Lamar Jackson, who is worth all the money that you could ever pay him and more because of the value he provides to your organization. And you refused. You have at every turn refused to meet his demands, meet what he's worth. Forget his demands, right? Because that's framing it in the way that, oh, Lamar Jackson's a bad guy. Like, there's no really good or bad guy here. There's just smart business decision, dumb business decision. And not signing Lamar Jackson to a max contract of his value is a dumb business decision. I don't care what anyone says. You can claim that he's not a good quarterback. He's got completing X% of his passes. Without looking at the stat sheet, you have all these experts and pundits who want to claim Lamar Jackson isn't a good quarterback, who outright refuse to look at the stats because all they see are the videos of him running. Like, oh, damn, he's a good runner. Lamar, he can run the ball, but can he throw? I don't know if he can throw. It's dumb. And I'm sick of that narrative. It's a bullshit narrative. Everyone knows it's a BS narrative. Yet we still hear all these pundits on FS1, on ESPN, on Outkick, the Outkick, just the bastion of sports journalism, innit? We have all these pundits who are claiming that the smart decision for the Baltimore Ravens would be to move on, get all the value you can for Lamar Jackson, and move on to another young quarterback instead of paying the guy who's been there, done that, paying the guy who only wins you football games. And when he's not on the field, what happens? You're 8-3 with him. You guys are the #1 seed in 2021. Without him, you lose 6 straight and you fall out of the playoffs. And then we're talking about John Harbaugh, who, by the way, said earlier today that he's looking forward to Lamar Jackson being back. He's looking forward to planning for a team with Lamar Jackson, completely ignoring the elephant in the room, which is that your star quarterback, the guy you drafted at number 32, the guy you took a chance on, The guy that you spent so much draft capital to get in Lamar Jackson is demanding a trade because you refuse. You, the Baltimore Ravens, that's Dick, that is Eric DeCosta, the GM, that is Harbaugh, everyone involved, Steve Bisciotti as well. All these people who want to say, well, the Deshaun Watson that is on you. I don't care. It's not on Deshaun Watson. It's not on the Cleveland Browns. It's not on the Deshaun Watson deal. It's on the Baltimore Ravens. Because at the end of the day, we all know they have the resources to pay him. We all know it's in their best interest to pay him. We all know that without Lamar Jackson, this is a losing football team. It's a mid-football team at best. They can play good defense. And it's the Ravens. They'll always play tough defense. But he is the offense. He is the driving force of this team, and he has been ever since he stepped foot on the field for Baltimore. We were 4-5 with what the remnants of Joe Flacco in 2018. John Harbaugh was 1 foot out the door. He was going to be fired at the end of the season. And what happens? Lamar Jackson, here I come to save the day, goes 6-1 as the starting quarterback. The only loss that season, by the way, he had in the regular season was a loss in Arrowhead in Kansas City in overtime. As a rookie, he did that. As a rookie, he saved John Harbaugh's job. As a rookie. And if I'm as a Ravens fan, you're damn right. If I sound pissed off, it's because I am. Because we're letting this guy walk. We're letting this guy go because they're too cheap. It is for the amount of money that is poured into the sport of professional football, for the amount of hits that he's taken. Like, if we just want to make it about, what Lamar Jackson has given this team, and you can point to, he hasn't won a playoff game. You want to point to that? That's a valid criticism of a quarterback. Don't get me wrong. It's not a valid criticism not to pay Lamar Jackson, though, because his value speaks for itself through his play, through what he offers your team. And what he offers your team is a 70% win, is winning 70% of the games he's playing in, throwing way more touchdowns than interceptions, being the most productive person on the ground through the air, being one of the best pocket quarterbacks in the NFL, but we don't want to talk about that. All that stuff that I just mentioned, all that stuff and more is why you should pay Lamar Jackson, yet the Ravens are choosing not to. It's absolutely stupid. Stupid. Dumb. Boneheaded decision. And look, could things be worked out? Sure. But right now, you have the only reason Lamar will be doing this is because, one, he really wants out. There's no reason to make this public unless you really are done with the organization. And number two, the Ravens just aren't in a rush to move him, apparently. And this is a way for Lamar, as is his right, to put pressure on Baltimore to move him. And it's unfortunate. And this is the part of the business we people don't like to talk about. People want to talk about loyalty. Why isn't Lamar Jackson loyal to the Baltimore? They gave him so much. Lamar Jackson has taken over 1,000 hits for the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson has done everything asked of him and more, outplayed every single incentive, every single line item in his contract and more, and helped a lot of people in the front office, on the sidelines, and on the field make a whole lot more money by just being around him. The audacity, the unmitigated gall of the Baltimore Ravens to call themselves one of the best run franchises. Play like a Raven, right? Stupid. Absolutely stupid. It's a move that, look, if Lamar actually walks, it's a move that's going to cost John Harbaugh his job. It's a move that should cost Eric DeCosta his job. It's a move that if it was possible, should cost Steve Bisciotti his job as the owner, but that won't happen. But heads will roll. Heads will roll, and they should. And I don't care what you do. Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson. I love C.J. Stroud, but proven commodity versus the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick, whatever he's going to be, or one of these other guys, Anthony Richardson. Yeah, let's draft Anthony Richardson to replace Lamar Jackson. Dumb, stupid, boneheaded. I got nothing else to say. Y'all let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Is it a smart move for the Baltimore Ravens, or is it the biggest L this franchise has ever taken? Like I think. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.